Hi, and welcome back to my podcast. I'm your host, indie fantasy author Melinda Kucera, and I want to thank you for listening. If you're listening to this on Spotify or any of the other podcast hosts, or if you're watching this on YouTube, it means a lot to have an amazing community of readers, listeners, and fellow story lovers here with me. I've been away from a lot of things for the past few months, and some of you may already know why, and some of you may not. So I wanted to come on here and update everyone on some of the things going on. Honestly, it's been a really emotional time for me. So, if you don't know, my father passed away suddenly in September of 2024, and it's been a really difficult time for me and for my family. My weekends are now focused on spending time with my mom and helping her adjust to life without him. It's a lot to process emotionally, and I realized pretty quickly that my plate was simply too full. There just weren't enough hours in the day to focus on everything I wanted to do, let alone do the interviews for this podcast. So if you've been wondering why author interviews kind of dropped off for a while, that's the reason. It's not that I don't love shining a light on other writers or connecting with amazing authors like I used to. It's just been harder to find the emotional energy and the time to do everything. This podcast is a labor of love, and I've missed doing the interviews more than I can even put into words. I love talking to people about books, and I'm sure that comes through in the podcast, even though I let the interviewee do a lot of the talking. I love listening. I love hearing people talk about their books and talking about their story worlds with them, and occasionally punching holes in their world building because I can't help it. I am that person who will wonder that one thing you never thought of. It is my curse and my super ability, but I wouldn't have it any other way. But I've also been reminded of something really special during this time. Writing is the one thing that's kept me steady and sane while dealing with the funeral arrangements and just there's so many things that you have to deal with when someone passes away. So many of the things we thought were already arranged because after my sister passed away in 2014, my parents, there was no plan, no will, no nothing, and it was a long difficult process to wrap up my sister's life, and my parents didn't want us to go through that when they passed away, and they thought they had everything sewn up, but they did not. We found out about so many different things that just weren't that need to be handled that had never come up with my sister. She was only 29 at the time, so that may have been why. There were just things that she didn't have a house. There was just so many things that she didn't have that they didn't have to deal with that my father did have. So it's been a lot. My mom has been back and forth to the courts trying to wrap things up, but it's been a long process, and it's going to continue going on probably for the rest of 2025. Unfortunately, there was just a lot. There's a lot to it. But creating stories helped me work through the grief. I'm still working through it, actually, and all the changes happening in my life. And that brings me to something I'm really excited to share with you. Even in the hardest of times, working on my books and the stories that I want to tell, and especially the Robin of Larkspur series, which I wrapped up in 2024, has kept me going. It's also given me something wonderful to focus on. And that new project is the Robin of Larkspur special editions. I know that I've mentioned them. I've been mentioning them for quite some time, and they got put on hold when my father passed away. I mean, not totally on hold. I was still working on wrapping up the illustrations and the formatting for the final 2 books in the final anthology. I'm sorry, not anthology, omnibus. And I got those wrapped up at the very end of November and sent those off to the printer. And hopefully by the time you listen or watch this, I'll have finally received those proofs. I'm recording this on January 4th, and they haven't yet printed. So slightly disappointing that. I've been pouring my heart into creating absolutely beautiful, fully illustrated editions for the Robin of Larkspur series. And unlike what with the Rogue Gods trilogy special editions, every full color image is unique. There are over 300 across the 5 books. That's right. There's over 300 illustrations, and they're all completely unique. They're either illustrations of the characters or the places that they're moving through. I licensed a lot of winter photographs and underground photography from photographers for this project. So by supporting this project, you're not just supporting me, you're also supporting the many creators of those images that I licensed. It's this project has been a labor of love, and it's incredible to finally bring it to life, because there was a point at which I thought this was not going to happen. I was also at my father's funeral when I thought this, and that was kind of a very low point for me. Everything just felt impossible at that point, but they persevered, and it's finally come to fruition. It's not just another book project to me. It's a story close to my heart. It's a tribute to not just my mom, but the strong heroines and the parents who shape us. Robin's journey, for anybody who's not aware, is her fierce love for her child and the epic scope of the series. What makes this Kickstarter special is the exclusive formats, which we have paperbacks for all the books, all 5. There's paperbacks. They're fully illustrated. The covers have the shiny gold foil. I love that gold foil. It's just, I love that when it catches the light. And the printer that I use for these special editions now can do sprayed edges. So they're red. They're actually a little bit redder than what's in the picture. I've tried so hard to color match them, but they're actually redder than what's in the picture. Like, it's a deeper red, which I've heard that's something people really like. So I wanted to try it and see what everybody thinks. There's for the hardcovers, there's the dust jackets that have the shiny gold foil, and also the under jacket art. The case laminate book has also the shiny gold foil, and there's different images on the dust cover and on dust jacket and the case laminate. There's the ribbon bookmark, the head and tail bands, which give it strength and stability and also make it look nice. But I wanted it for the strength and the strength part, because these omnibuses, one of them is 662 pages, the other one is 731 pages. The longer one is actually the one that has less books in it, because those 2 books happen to be very long. This campaign is not just dedicated to my father, who passed away while I was working on it. He actually saw the first proofs and he thought they were really cool. He had never seen the colored edges, and he thought that was really neat. So that's a really special image that I will carry with me forever. And my mom helped me identify the printing mistakes and document them for the printer so we could get a reprint. So so there was a mother involved in this series. And I'm also dedicating this, as I dedicate everything, to my sister, who wanted me to finish the books, the stories that I was always telling her, and publish them. And I have over 30 books published. So I've been keeping that promise. So it makes this more than just another book release. It's something deeply personal. The Robin of Larkspur series is an epic fantasy adventure about Robin, a courageous mom on her quest to save her daughter. It's packed with action, fierce determination, and an emotional core that speaks to anyone who's traveled through tough times to protect the ones they love. For this Kickstarter, I'm offering exclusive, fully illustrated editions of the series. These will only be available through the Kickstarter because the printer that prints them does not distribute to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or anywhere else. I wish they did, but they don't. So the only way that I can offer them is through a Kickstarter, because I need some way of taking orders. And where you can add shipping and things, because there is shipping involved in physical products. Imagine beautiful full color chapter art and full page and full color images as well. Gold foil on the covers, sprayed edges, and more. These editions are designed with collectors and fantasy lovers in mind. But more than that, this project is deeply personal to me. When my father passed, I dedicated the series to him and to my late sister, who played a big part in inspiring my writing. Through these books, I'm honoring their memory while also continuing to share the stories that we love together. I can't wait for you to see these editions and to be part of this exciting journey with me. The Kickstarter launches on February 2nd, or whatever the Monday is, that first Monday in February. I think it's the 2nd, but it might be the 3rd, not 100% certain, and runs for 17 days. So I think it ends the 19th or the 20th. So if you love epic fantasy quests, strong heroines, or just beautiful collector's editions, I'd be grateful for your support. I hope you'll check out the Kickstarter. Stay tuned for all the details later in this episode. Actually, no, we just went through all of the details. You can get ebooks, paperbacks, or the hardcover omnibuses. All of them have the exact same illustrations. I mean, if Hunter's Night, which is the first book, has certain illustrations, it'll be in the ebook version and the paperback version and in the omnibus, which contains it. So it doesn't matter which format you decide to get. So get whatever format you like. And the ebooks will be distributed as a plain version with no images that you can upload into your device, because the EPUB format, I have trouble with getting images into that. And you will also get the fully formatted PDF that has all the images exactly where they are in the print versions. So you'll have that. So, get whatever version you like. If you don't like physical books, get the ebooks, and you'll still get all the beautiful artwork. Before I end, I just want to thank you again for sticking with me through a really difficult period of my life. There's other stuff going on as well, but I'll talk about them more in the Life and Books update, which is going to come out probably right after this one. As I said, I have limited time to record and to edit the audio and the videos of these chats with you. So I'm not entirely certain when it'll come out, but I'm trying to get them to come out pretty close together. So look out for that. Your support means everything to me, even if you're just listening to this podcast or watching it on YouTube. But it's been such a gift. I truly could not do this without you. If you want to be more in the know, you can sign up for my newsletter, which goes out every single Monday, and Ren will tell you everything that is going on. And I'm extremely consistent with that, because I can write that, while I'm commuting to work or on my lunch break. You don't need to be somewhere with a camera and a microphone. So, and I'll have the links to everything in the show notes of the description. So, and in that life update, I'll talk about all the things that I've been working on behind the scenes. There's been quite a bit. Some of it I started working on before my father passed away. So I'm going to devote a whole short little episode to that. So keep an eye out for that. If you'd like to support the Robin of Larkspur Kickstarter and get the special edition copies, you can find all the details in the show notes or the description below, depending on where you're listening or watching. Every pledge means the world to me and helps bring these beautiful editions to life. Thank you again for being here and for letting me share my stories with you. That means more than I can tell you. Until next time, keep reading, keep dreaming, and take care of yourselves. Thank you.